Adam Schefter on Twitter is reporting that the Minnesota Vikings offensive coordinator, Norv Turner, has resigned. I think that this is good news for the Minnesota Vikings. I think they've got replacements in the coaching staff already. Tony Sparano and Pat Shurmur are both former head coaches in the NFL of the Browns, Raiders, Dolphins, and one other team. And they're the tight end coach and offensive line coach right now. And they've demonstrated the ability to be good play callers in the past. And Norv Turner has demonstrated the ability to be a poor play caller in the last 2 weeks for the Minnesota Vikings, when they lost Monday night against Chicago and when they lost 2 weeks ago against the Philadelphia Eagles. I know the offensive line is bad and no offensive coordinator can magically fix that. However, you can adjust your play calling to mask your weaknesses and emphasize your strengths, and that just hasn't been happening. Frankly, the Vikings should not have lost the last 2 weeks outside of extenuating circumstances, and that's happened, and I place the blame on Norv. If you go back to my last video where I recapped the Philadelphia Eagles, the loss against them, I predicted this. I said that Norv Turner was not going to last the year as a Vikings offensive coordinator, or at least that it would be his last year. So it remains to be seen whether or not Norv Turner was fired by Rick Spielman or Coach Zimmer, and then just given the option, hey, you can resign, or it can come out that we fired you, so why don't you go ahead and, resign. Or maybe Zimmer yelled at Norv so viciously after this last loss on Monday that he needed a minor medical procedure, right, which has been in the news, because he blew a gasket, and Norv just decided, you know what, I don't need that mess anymore. I've got a good life and lots of money, and I'll just retire instead of getting yelled at by Zimmer. We don't know. But I do think that this is a positive for the Minnesota Vikings. I'm looking forward to better play calling, getting rid of the ball quickly, mitigating that pass rush, because these long developing pass plays where the Vikings are getting beat by a four-man pass rush when they're on offense consistently is not a recipe for success. The Vikings defense and special teams are good enough to win a lot of games, but that offense needs to hold on to the ball longer, and they need to score when they get in the red zone, and they need to move the ball more consistently. I do believe that Norv Turner being gone is a good first step. It remains to be seen whether Shurmur or Sparano or somebody else will take over play calling duties, but I do believe that this is a positive. Look for the Vikings to win a close one at home against the Detroit Lions, who are better than people think this week, and to slowly figure out how their offense is going to work going forward and get back on their winning ways this season. Thanks for watching, and stay classy, Vikings fans. Skol.